Hey guys, a little bit of a different speed of video today. I wanted to go over why people have a hard time keeping fish. New beginner hobbyists have a hard time keeping fish. I kind of wanted to go over that. And a lot of people don't know that there is a specific scientific method to how to keep your water biologically safe and clean for your fish. And what that is called is the nitrogen cycle. And this is something that PetSmart and Petco and all these big chain stores are not going to tell you about. So the nitrogen cycle, what is the nitrogen cycle? Well, it is the cycle of bacteria that live inside of your filter that take ammonia, which is the most common form of fish waste, and convert it into less harmful chemicals. And I don't want to start giving you a bunch of names at the moment. That's what the nitrogen cycle is. It is a biological way of maintaining water quality. So, how does it work? The nitrogen cycle works when you colonize protozoan bacteria, a good bacteria. And how that works is as your fish, as you can see in the bucket, and there's even poop in there, as that sits in the water, that releases ammonia into your water column. These little bacteria then take the ammonia and convert it into nitrite, which is less harmful. Aquarium plants use nitrite as a food source. But then the nitrites, even without the plants, can be broken down into a much, much less harmful chemical, nitrates. And nitrates don't spike as fast or as easy as nitrites or as ammonia. Now, why is the nitrogen cycle important? Well, contrary to popular belief, you might think that taking out an old filter and putting in a brand new one that you just bought in the box means your water is going to be clean. That's not true. The bacteria live within your media, live within the filter itself. And in order for the bacteria to be able to do their job, they have to have a supply of food, and they have to stay in the tank. So when people take their filters out and run them off under tap water, they're killing all of that beneficial bacteria that is taking care of their fish's water. So it's important because it prevents gill burn, it prevents upset fish, it prevents dying fish, it prevents sickness. Ammonia is a very, very, very toxic chemical, and if it's not broken down properly, you're going to notice that because your fish aren't going to be doing well, and you're going to have to be doing lots of water changes. So how can you achieve the nitrogen cycle? How you, somebody who's watching this video who may not know what the nitrogen cycle is, how do you then, well then how the hell do I do it? I'm just a new fish keeper. It's very simple. There's 3 stages of filtration in any filter. There's mechanical, which are your big sponges that hold and trap detritus in the water column. There's chemical, which is either your cecum purigen or your activated carbon. And then there's biological, which is the bacteria that are working throughout this nitrogen cycle. So there's mechanical, biological, and chemical. So there's 3 types of filtration. So how you achieve proper tank maintenance, or the nitrogen cycle, if you will, is you don't ever get rid of your media. The types of media you should be using is a sponge pad filter for big debris, then your chemical filtration, then your biological filtration, which are either ceramic rings, they can also be cylindered glass tubes types of a deal. Fluval sells ceramic rings and ceramic media. And then the third is your chemical. And how you keep the nitrogen cycle going is you don't ever remove those and replace them unless they're severely damaged. Very important. Do not, I repeat, do not, when you want to clean your filter, take your filter out and run it under tap water. You have just killed all of the bacteria you've worked so hard to colonize, and your fish will feel that. What you want to do is get a 5-gallon bucket like this, like these guys are in, and you want to clean the media out in tank water. Take tank water, put it into the bucket, take your media out, and just rinse it off. Squeeze the sponge a couple of times, shake the ceramic media off, and then put it back in. If you buy good media for your filters, you never have to replace them again. Tips and tricks on how to do that? Well, let's say you don't have a whole lot of money to go out and buy ceramic porcelain rings designed for that's fine. Lava rock works just as well. And you can get a bag of lava rock, a 50-pound bag, for about $12 at Ace Hardware. You can break that up into smaller pieces, and that's porous enough to be able to hold the bacteria. I may not have explained that well enough. The bacteria live inside of porous material, like ceramic rings, or like pumice stone, or like lava rock. I really wouldn't recommend pumice. And so you need something with a lot of surface area, right, to be able to hold those bacteria. So lava rock is a really easy way. Really easy way. Another easy way to kind of help trap and start bacteria is filter batting. Polyester filter batting, like you would stuff pillows or quilts with from Walmart. You don't want any that's mold or mildew resistant. 100% polyester, and that makes a really nice buffering cloth for your water if you notice cloudy water and what have you. Now, this nitrogen cycle, it's not pertained to one type of filter either. The nitrogen cycle works in hang-on backs, sumps, canister filters, any type of filtration you've got. You can implement this correct way of doing it. And I know a lot of people that will, all my fish tank water is dirty, pop in a new filter and think it's good, and actually you're just restarting your tank all over again. I know some of you may think, well, just rinsing it off and putting it back in doesn't get rid of all the dirt. No, you're right. It keeps enough food for the bacteria to be able to live. And those bacteria, the great thing about hang-on back filters especially is that the old bacteria can leave the unit quicker. So only the strongest and most healthy bacteria survive. So hang-on back filters are actually a really, really, really good one. Some people will say canister filters are nitrate factories, and me personally, I use canister filters and I find them to be absolutely wonderful tools as long as you keep up on your maintenance with them. You have to clean your canister filters. And this nitrogen cycle can be this applies to any fish. It's not just these little ranchus you see here in the bucket. It's not just betas. It's not just goldfish. It's any fish is going to have to benefit from beneficial bacteria. Because if you think about it, how can a filter pad take urine out of the water? It just can't. It has to be a chemical, a biological reaction. And so, that's my little rant on the nitrogen cycle and why that is hands down the most important tool I think any fish keeper, experienced or not, can know. And to me, if I, because I consider myself a successful fish keeper, if I had to give you 3 bullet points, like Logan, give me 3 bullet points on, give me 3 ways that my fish are not going to die. Tell me these 3 things and I can have success. My 3 things would be: know the nitrogen cycle inside and out. Do your water changes. Nothing replaces good tank husbandry. And then 3, give them lots of good food and lots of love. If you follow the nitrogen cycle and everything that has to teach, and you maintain good water changing habits, you are going to have success. Now, that doesn't mean that weird things can't happen. Weird things happen all the time, even if you're doing everything right. Right now, my big black telescope-eyed fish isn't looking too hot. She kind of likes to sit on the bottom. I do everything right, and I still have problems. So don't think that those 3 things are going to make it so that you never have a problem in your hobby. Just know that those are 3 things to do and to get familiar with so that you can have success, and you will have success if you take the nitrogen cycle and water changes and good food seriously. As long as you do that, as long as you keep up on your water changes and know the way the water's being treated and treat your fish well, they're going to love you and they're going to grow big and beautiful, and you are going to be a happy hobbyist. You're not going to be chasing, oh, quick tip, pH, meh. In my experience, it's better to have a stable pH rather than an ideal pH. You know, goldfish do better in, they say, 6.7 to 7.2 pH. My water's a bit more alkaline. I have 7.8 pH. So the pH is a bit higher. My fish do just fine because I'm not trying to chase a pH number. Don't be using pH balancers in your water. Don't try to chase a certain number for your fish. Just give them a constant number rather than a specific one. Constant. Fish don't like changes. Big changes in pH, big changes in water temperature. That can make your fish sick almost more than anything else. So this minute is already going, or this video is already going 12 minutes long. That was just kind of my rant. Also wanted to show you the baby Ron shoes and how they're doing, and they're doing fabulous. They're no longer sick. Here, I'm going to take this off of the nets right there, and let's get them down in there, and let's take a look. Yeah, see, he's doing good. All of his white spots are gone. And I'm not medicating these guys anymore. Now I'm just feeding them. And that's why their water's low. Because I'm going to clean the poop and then feed them. But they're doing great. They're both doing fantastic and they're growing. So yeah, that was my rant about the nitrogen cycle. Just about how, from what I've observed, how people fail in the fish hobby is just with the things that I pointed out to you. They're so simple, yet no pet store has a book hanging next to every tank about the nitrogen cycle. There are people that have kept fish that don't even know about it, and that's, I think, truly doing a disservice not only to the hobbyists and to the hobby enthusiasts out there, but also to the animals of the hobby. You're not doing them any favors by misleading and giving people misinformation. My hope out of this video is that there is some fish out there somewhere that benefits from this video. That's all I want to get out of it. I want to help fish. I want to help animals. I want to help people help fish and animals. Because these are, after all, I know they're just goldfish, but they're lives. And lives matter. All lives matter. And it's the responsibility of us humans to make sure that we do right by those who can't make decisions for themselves, like animals. So yeah, that's my rant. I hope all of your tanks are happy. God bless. Stay positive. And love your fishies. Hi, Langan.